more excited with him with Ralf because I thought they could do justice and tear everything up. Now Ten Hag's on his own. He's going to be like just all the other managers where he's going to be dictated to the shit, right? Remember, what people fail to realize is Louis van Gaal, how much of experience he had as a manager. Bro, the club turned on him. Jose Mourinho, serial winner, didn't get his signings. The club turned on him, right? So Ten Hag on his own, it's going to cause a problem, right?
Spartans! What is your profession?
Yes, people, another edition of Knightz on the Round Table Discussions where we discuss all sports all the time. Got my guy ST with me. How you doing, sir?
I'm good, man.
Listen, I'm glad you're good, bruv, because...
I'm good in life, not
Yeah, I was about to say, bro, because I'm just like, the trials and tribulations that I've got on right now, you just have to, as a United fan, you just have to hope that your life is good, or else, bro, your mental health could be all over the place.
If you smoke weed, if you like to drink, actually not drink, smoke weed, that will help you.
The proper stuff, not the natural stuff, not that rat poison.
The natural stuff.
You know
do that, then you'll be okay.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. But people didn't really want to do this, to be honest. No. But it's got to be done. I don't think I was saying to the truth the other day. I was like, I don't think we've spoken about United for about 2 months, because there's just been nothing to talk about. Like, no one cares. Like, if you're a United fan, you don't care. If you're not a United fan, you just want to run bants. But we're just gonna wrap up the season and talk about United, even though we don't really want to. But as usual, before we start, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get the likes up, get the subscriptions up, all that good stuff. And I say all the time, share. We are here. And don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. So just to sum up, United finished 6th in the Premier League. Lowest Premier League total in history for them, 58 points. Finished 35 points off Manchester City, who won the Premier League. Finished, I can't remember how many points they finished outside the top 4.
I think it was 8.
I'm sure it was more than that.
8 or 7, 8 or 9 or something like that.
I'm sure it was more than that, to be honest. But who knows? Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
So it will be Europa League football for United next season. Just about, because West Ham threw away the chance of putting them in the Conference League. They bottled it. But yeah, it'll be Europa League with Arsenal. You Arsenal fans, all that talk, and we're in the same competition as you.
We have games in hand.
Yeah. So, I'm not going to go in on them. I'll leave that to the truth, Mr. KA and Jay, when they do Arsenal talk.
Yeah.
But but ST, how do we sum up this season, bro? We're gonna break it down and go through everything that's going on off the pitch. But in terms of the 6th place finish, after finishing second, you and I both know it was a full second last season because Liverpool's whole team was injured. Chelsea had Fat Frank in charge. Leicester bottled it. So we knew it was a full second, just as it was a full third the season before. When Leicester threw it away, Corona happened and whatnot. But to go from second to 6th, when people thought at the beginning of the season that this was the season that we should challenge for the league. I don't think anyone expected us to win it, but we said with the players that we got, we should challenge. And for the season to go so badly, how do you sum it up in a nutshell?
We started off with a little bit of optimism. I think both of us didn't think we'd win the league. However, the appointment of Rangnick, we thought that, yes, there could be one of two things. First, the players that we have currently would improve under him, or the latter. What's happened is they've been exposed for what they are. A lot of off-field antics going on as well that have caused our season to be a lot poor. Uh, Players struggling in the system, being out of certain cups relatively early, barring the Champions League, which we weren't even convincing in that. We always scrape games. Being a really underwhelming and very poor season, to be honest, from the players. Nobody has really stood out. Pogba was injured for a while. Cavani hasn't been playing. A lot of our, and we also forget we've been depleted as well, with a lot of our stars going out on loan or not being in the club. Overall, to be honest, it's been a shambles of a season, and I haven't. It's not been a very entertaining. Well, off the pitch, it has been entertaining for other clubs, but for us, it's been a really poor season on the pitch. We don't really have an identity or a style of play due to the previous manager, but I don't want to talk about him, but he's gone now. We don't have players that fit into certain systems. We've been struggling against the top sides and the smaller sides as well, because everybody now thinks that they can just attack Man United. It's been a pretty, and the way I'm saying it, it's just been a really down season, to be honest.
Yes, it's been an awful season, and everything you said is right. Obviously, when we sum it up and put it into context, you and I both knew that fraud shouldn't have been in the job at the beginning of the season, but he was. He went out and got players that we were happy of the acquisition of Sancho, but we weren't happy with Cristiano. We'll talk about a little bit about him later. There was optimism. I think at the beginning of the season, a lot of fans said we should have been challenging. I personally said that if Ollie were to get third place in an FA Cup, it would be considered a successful season.
Yeah.
That was me trying to be optimistic, but in the same breath, at the end of that podcast, at the beginning of the season, I said we would finish 7th, which if West Ham didn't bottle it, we would have. Yeah. So just to let the people know out there that think I'm negative or I don't support the football club, and look at where we ended up. We finished 6th, but we could, if West Ham didn't bottle it, we would have finished 7th. Just to let you people know, I know what I'm talking about when I look at my football club. Obviously, he got sacked. We bought Ralf in, and you and I, yes, we're gonna have to hold our hands up and say we got overexcited.
Oh yeah,
we got very overexcited, and I like one thing with ST and I, we can hold our hands up and say it didn't go the way that we thought it would. We were wrong in one sense. In the fact that Ralf did come in, we got excited about the Gegenpress. We got excited about, obviously, he's the godfather of German football. We thought that something was going to happen. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way. It showed that he hadn't been at a good club, a massive club, and been a manager. But at the same time, when you are not given the time to be the manager for a long period of time, it is a struggle. I know certain fans will point to, a lot of United fans will point to Ollie when he first came in. Look at the impact he had. Chelsea fans will point to Tuchel and Gus Hiddink and the impact that they had as well. But it doesn't always work out that way. But I hold my hands up and say I was wrong in one sense with Ralf. But speaking of Ralf, ST,
yeah,
when he was brought in, it was an interim role, and he said he will be going upstairs into a technical, some form of advisory
consultancy
role,
consultancy
role, right? And I think that's what you and I were most happiest about, is the fact that he was going upstairs, because even though he hasn't proven in management at the highest level what he can do, we know what he can do when he's building a football club. We've seen it with RB Leipzig and a lot of other clubs that he's been at. And we know already from the players that he's brought in, he knows how to identify young talent and technical players that can go on to big things. So that is what we were excited. I think we were more excited about that more than anything else, because we were like, he's going to go upstairs, he's going to rip shit up, and we're finally going to get a structure in place so that we have a direction and a philosophy that we can adhere to. Manchester United being Manchester United this week then said Ralf won't be getting a role as a consultant in consultancy. He won't be have no affiliation with the club whatsoever. And this is the fuckeries that I cannot deal with this football club. When I saw that, ST, I'm almost done with this football club. Yeah. I'm almost done, because it's bullshit. It's bullshit. This man has a proven record upstairs, right? And you decided, do you know what? Nah, we don't want you. And obviously it looked kind of suspect when he took the Austria management role. So he obviously knew he wasn't getting it from then. So when we put the pieces together, ST, let's look at the facts, right? Ralf came in, it didn't work out on the pitch. Fair enough, hold my hands up, it didn't work. But what did he do, ST? He exposed the toxicity of the British players in the Manchester United dressing room. Yeah, he exposed how bad the hierarchy is at Manchester United Football Club, right? He exposed how badly run the football club is, right? Exactly. And he exposed, right, what a shit job Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was doing and how much he was protecting certain players. So when you do all of that, ST, and you haven't got no friends in the football club, this is what happens. Because he upset the apple cart. He upset the Harry Maguires and the Marcus Rashfords of this world. He upset the Darren Fletchers of this world. He upset the Glazers. So of course they're going to get rid of him, because United don't want that exposed. As far as the Glazers concerned, they just want to continue taking money out of the football club, right? As far as Ed Woodward and them man are there concerned, they just want to continue with this British core of footballers that they want to bring in, right? And as far as the Harry Maguires and Marcus Rashfords are as well, I just want someone, no matter how shit I'm playing, I'm going to continue to play, and they're going to have an arm around them. It's a bullshit. Yep. Fucking bullshit. Yep. Yeah, and I'm sick of it, bruv. Yeah, absolutely sick of it. Sorry, I know I went on a mad one there, but ST. But just tell me what your thoughts on that are, bruv.
Bruv, you know what? When I found out that Rangnick and Ten Hag were in the same place, I know they have two different philosophies of football. Mm-hmm. Rangnick with the pressing and Ten Hag with the counter-attacking. Ten Hag with the possession football. Mm-hmm. I was thinking to myself, you know what? If they find a happy medium between this, I'm happy. Yeah. Because that's what I got excited about. I was like, you know what? There's structure now. These two will identify players for the systems that they want, and it would be for like, there'll be plan A and plan B. So I'm thinking to myself, yes. Then the fact that Rangnick is gone means that this club isn't serious. So now we're back to someone called, I think his name is Murto, who has...
Murto's a footballer, the Uber driver, bro.
Yeah.
So man went from picking up players to now having one of the biggest roles in Manchester United Football Club. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. And
he's had a proven track record of signing poor players. So that's where my optimism is going. And I feel sorry for Ten Hag, because he's now talking about improving players. And this kind of worries me, because it means like he may be a yes man. And I don't want that to happen. Bro. I don't want that to happen. But when he says that, I'm really, really worried. And Man United is just a shit show. Let me just keep it a buck. They're just a shit show. We don't have any structure. The players our squad is worse than when Solskjaer was here. We don't look to be signing anybody at the moment. And Ten Hag, as decent as a manager is, doesn't have the pull as, for example, like let's say, Ancelotti or Allegri.
Mm-hmm.
And plus, Man United are not in the Champions League.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't buy the players we want to buy to improve.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of our better players are leaving, i.e. the man in my picture, in my DP, and you got other players like Martial will probably leave and all these
Mm-hmm.
guys.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no replacements for them. And overall, we don't have a standard of football. And we need to get ready because pre-season's coming. And
Exactly,
the
because the
people
season
that are,
starts earlier.
yeah, and the people that are staying are people like Maguire, Shaw, Rashford. Those are the English cores, the poisonous English core that have made this, that have decreased the levels of this club. So at first, when I thought Ten Hag and Ragnick were here, I was like, yes, I'm on this. Like, we're back. But now I can't be very optimistic for the season. Like,
bro,
it's gonna be it's sad, honestly. When I know Ragnick was going to do the Austrian manager, I was like, okay, fair enough. He can do this part-time, but at least he's here. But when I said he left, and I said, okay, now we're fucked. Because I've been talking hellish shit in the group about it. And now I can't say anything because who knows what's gonna happen this year, you know. If Ten Hag is not backed, then as good as a manager he is, he can't do anything.
bro,
I don't think any manager in world football could do anything.
This is my point. This is my point, though, bro. No manager can do anything with these players. You mentioned Merto, the Uber driver, bro, and then they brought in Andy O'Boyle. Now, brother, I was like, I don't know who this guy is. He was director of elite performance for the Premier League, which I don't even know what that means. I'm gonna have to ask the truth tomorrow for each chat what that means. I don't know what that means, right? Then I looked and I was like, this guy was like a training coach for Liverpool under 21s. And then the nail hit me, and I was like, there it is. His first job was working at United in their youth setup. That said it all. Another ex-United yes man that they've brought in to do a frigging role. And I was like, there we go. There it is. There had to be some form of affiliation with Manchester United. Bro, I'm fucking sick of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick of all these X this and X that and blah, blah, blah. I am sick of it, right? Jurgen Klopp ain't doing none of this ex-Liverpool nonsense. Pep, I think he's only got one man that was working.
I think that's the guy who owned Tajikistan. I think he played with Pep.
Yeah, or something like that. But his no, there's no X this, that, and the other there.
Yeah.
Tuchel, I don't think he's got any. If he does, then it's somewhere like, bruv, like all these clubs that are successful haven't got any of these X, this and X. That, stop with the fuckeries. I'm sick and tired of it. Talking about United DNA, there's no fucking DNA, bruv. No. It's dead. It died with Fergie. Get over it.
No, it's true.
I'm sick of it, bruv. That's why I was so happy with Ralf. I'm like, Ralf, come blow up the whole team from top to bottom, right? Let's get a structure in place. Let's move forward instead of looking backwards in history, right? Yeah. Let's get rid of all this waste. Let's get rid of the fridge on toes. Let's get rid of Trashford, right? Let's get rid of Penandes, right? Let's get rid of CPR7, right? Let's get rid of Fat Shaw. Yeah. Let's get rid of Booker T at right back. Let's get rid of all these British players, bro, because they're fucking shit. Now I've got to sit here, and we're going to get onto the manager, but now I've got to sit here and watch this our new manager now struggle to get any signings that he wants to get, struggle with the crap players that he's got, right? And then have these dumb United fans, right, calling for him to be sacked after 3 months.
Yeah.
Nonsense, bro. Nonsense. And now it's a thing where, and this is what people fail to realize, right? We're going to get onto Ten Hag in a second, but this is what people fail to realize. Man City's been and gone and got Haaland already. They got the young Alvarez. And their owners saying they still got 2 free signings to make because they're going to go out and get a new centre midfielder because Fernandinho's gone.
He's retiring. Yeah.
Exactly.
Gundogan is going as well, I think.
Gundogan looks like he might go as well. Sterling might go. A lot of people are going in for Sterling right now. Yeah. They need a new left back. So City are going to spend. Liverpool are going to go again because Origi's leaving, right? So Firmino could leave. Mane looks like he's on his way to Bayern Munich. So they're going in the market. Yeah. Chelsea are looking to get rid of the fat man, right? And bring in Lautaro Martinez or something like that. Plus, they've got 3 centre-backs leaving, so they're going to be looking to spend. Yeah? Tottenham been starting their business.
They bought Perisic.
Bringing in Perisic and Forster. Now, I know they're old guys, but they bought those guys in for free. And Daniel Levy's already said they got 150 mil for Conte to spend. So Conte don't look like he's going anywhere. So Spurs, who's got Champions League football, been doing things. Arsenal, as much as we banter them, they're going to be looking to spend. Maybe not in the market that they can't compete with us in the market, but they're going to be looking to spend, right? Remember, Everton got money. Everton have money. I know
Newcastle
they struggled, money, but they got Newcastle, who's going to be looking
that's the one
to
I'm worried.
Spend, right? West Ham, who are going to retain their players and look to buy 1 or 2 others. Bro, the whole reason why I'm bringing them up is I'm not even talking about just next season, bro. The window is shrinking in terms of getting back to the top. Because before you know it, 2 seasons later, Newcastle are now your rivals.
No, it's true.
Right? Because they got that money. Yeah? Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City are already clear of you. And they're just going to further pull away.
Yeah.
And this club is going to stay in the same shit because they're talking about United DNA, bruv. Like, absolute nonsense, bro. Friggin' nonsense, bruv. But let's talk about the new manager. All right? Ten Hag, obviously, don't get me wrong, people. I'm excited about his appointment because I see he's got a philosophy, he's got a style. But I was more excited with him with Ralf because I thought they could do justice and tear everything up. Now Ten Hag's on his own. He's going to be like all the other managers where he's going to be dictated to the shit, right? Remember, what people fail to realize is Louis van Gaal, how much of experience he had as a manager. Bro, the club turned on him. Jose Mourinho, serial winner, didn't get his signings. The club turned on him, right? So Ten Hag on his own, it's going to cause a problem, right? But we cannot deny the fact that this man is impressive. He is a very good manager. He's not elite. He's not in the top tier just yet, but he's a very good manager. 3-time winner of the Dutch league. Obviously, he's got Dutch Cups as well. Obviously, took Ajax. Ajax were 10 seconds away from getting to the Champions League final a few seasons ago, and that was a very young team. Obviously, possession-based style, but he likes pace as well. I think his philosophy will suit the Premier League.
Yeah.
And obviously, he's worked. Some people might not know this. He worked at Bayern. I think he won a title with the Bayern 2 squad as well. Did he work at Bayern when Ancelotti was there or when Pep was there?
I think it was when Ancelotti was there. But you have to quote we'll have to quote him that.
Yeah, of course. But he was at Bayern, so he's been under the tutelage of some very good managers.
Yeah.
He's not a young manager either. People may think he's young, but he's not that young of a manager. So he's got experience underneath his belt. All right. Let's try and take everything that we just said prior out of the equation and just focus on Ten Hag on the football field. Forget league position. Just what are you expecting in terms of style of play in the football field from Ten Hag?
What I'm expecting is possession-based football. A bit slightly similar to the way Van Gaal was playing. I'm expecting that dominate possession with not so great players, looking to progress the ball, keeping and being patient. I don't expect the countering and press because we don't have the players at this moment in time for any of that. But I do really think he'll emphasize them keeping the ball. But in that case, I'm still kind of worried because we don't have the players to do what he wants. So I don't know what's going to go on. But I'm expecting, you know what it is? When Ralf came in, you can see what he was trying to do. That's why, even though Ralf deserves some criticism, obviously, because he didn't do as well as we thought he would, at least I saw something in a way that, like, because if you notice in Man United, the first few halves in our game, there'll be this intensity, there'd be coaching. It's just that these players weren't good enough to carry out his instructions. So that's where I'm kind of with Ten Hag. I feel like he's got good ideas, good philosophy, but I don't really think that. I don't think he has the players to do what he wants to do. But I'm expecting a lot of possession-based football, a lot of patience, and when you need to counter-attack, you need to counter-attack. But it's the players, to be honest. Like, I'm very worried that we don't have any players that will suit him. You know, like.
No, 100%. And we've got as much as you and I know football, and we know where this is going, right? We got to try and be a little bit optimistic here because we are happy with the appointment of Ten Hag, right? And you're 100% right, but we're looking to be a possession-based game. And we still have some players that can do this. We've still got Jadon Sancho there who can play this style of football. Fingers crossed, Donny van der Beek, we can finally see the real Donny van der Beek at Manchester United. He'll be 100% better under this manager. Yeah. I think that I think Martial could work under this manager.
I don't know if he's staying there.
I don't think he's going to stay. I think he's done with it. But if he were to stay, I think he could work under this manager. I really do.
Matt is gone, isn't it?
Yeah, Matt is gone. I think Fred could work under this manager.
Fred would do very well.
I think he could do well. I know we're clutching at straws because at this moment in time, I think Lindelof, in terms of playing football, possession-based, could thrive under this manager. The reason why I'm stuttering is because those are the only players that I think thrive under this manager, and I'm trying to be positive here. I'm trying to be very positive here. But there are some shining lights that we could see the best out of Donny van der Beek. We could see the best out of Jadon Sancho. We could see Fred continue to do what he's been doing under this manager and thrive. And a certain player who has a case right now, but if he does come back, could develop and actually get coached. And thrive under this manager. So there are positives. And it's a case of whoever he wants to bring in. We'll get into who's coming and who's going a little bit later on in the show. But I just think that there are players that can thrive. We can see them being successful at this football club and under this manager. The only thing that irks me, and again, I'm sorry, but I have to be negative here, and I go back to what I was saying about I don't want anyone affiliated with this football club, is that he went and got Steve McLaren as his assistant.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
And again, it's another, he was there when Fergie was there and he knows the football. Like, I just hate this narrative, bruv. I would have been much happier. Don't get me wrong. I can accept if Van der Sar came with him. I knew he wouldn't, but Van der Sar, I would have taken that because Van der Sar actually had the experience at Ajax of being at board level and running things. I could have, even though the man had some case over him, I would have taken Overmars, right? Because again, he's had that experience. Even on a coaching level, I would have taken Van Persie, and the reason being is because Van Persie, as much as he came and he won us the title, he didn't really have an affiliation with Man United. So
Yeah.
he's not going to be cozying up to anyone. And he's
And
like, yeah, I'm a Feyenoord man through and through, or I'm an Arsenal man through and through. You know what I mean?
and
So there's
even,
no friends.
yeah, I was gonna say with Van Persie as well. Van Persie, if you've watched his BT shows and stuff like that, I don't think they brought him back again. Very, very honest.
Very honest.
Very, very honest.
Yeah. And they stopped using Van Persie on United games because he was then exposing them for what they were. And this is it.
Yeah.
This is what I want. I need people that do not care about all the nostalgia of Manchester United. And this is why I have an issue with Steve McClaren. Because when was the last time this guy coached, bro? Like, who's he coaching?
The only thing I can see about McLaren, and obviously, is because he's known in the Dutch league for what he did with FC20. That's the only reasoning I can see, and barring that. But I didn't want him there.
Yeah, but bro, he hasn't done anything recently. It's like, what?
No, I agree. That's what I'm saying. I don't want him there.
The fact of the matter is, we say about FC20, and fair enough, like it was a big achievement for him. But brother, this guy's still known as the Wally with the Brolly.
No, I agree.
He's still known for that. Like what is he going to teach these players?
Nothing.
Bruv, that archaic football is gone, bruv. We're in a new era of football, which is why I don't understand the appointment. But I have a feeling, again, Ten Hag, looking more and more like a yes man, United probably said to him, you need to bring Steve McClaren with you, which is a problem for me. Yeah, it's a problem for me.
I don't think Ten Hag would have wanted McClaren personally.
Don't get me wrong. I think Ten Hag would have said, I don't mind it. But I think if he had his way, he wouldn't have bought him. But I'm thinking to myself, and this says to me, this guy, you're not big enough. Because I need someone that's going to go against the board. This is what I need. And everything that I'm seeing so far worries me that we're going to be just looking at the same shit, just a different manager. And ST, remember I said this. I said this a couple of months ago. I said, as much as I want Ten Hag, I want him to excel in his career, and United would have been a wrong choice for him.
Yeah.
And I know people are saying he hasn't even started yet, and we haven't even seen anything. But bruv, the signs are there. The signs are there from old. The signs are there with Van Gaal. The signs are there with Jose. Right? The signs are there, and the signs are there with what the direction this football club is going in. This football club's not trying to get success. It's just make sure we make Champions League so we can get more money. Bro, it's a business. It's no longer about what goes on the pitch. It's about what goes on off it and how much money we make. It's a joke, bro. It's a joke. But at the same time, in saying that, we need to give him time. We have seen what he's done at Ajax. As much as people say it's nowhere near the level of what it is like at Manchester United, Ajax is a big club. It's known in the European circuit, right? And he's done the business there. So we'll see what what Ten Hag can bring to the table. I hope that he brings good football, and I hope that he brings his players in, and all the players that he doesn't want, I hope he ships them out. But time will tell. In terms of ST players leaving, the confirmed players leaving: Matic, Mata, Pogba, Lingard, Cavani.
Yeah.
Those are the guys that confirmed they are leaving in the summer. In terms of Paul Pogba, everyone has their own opinion on him. What do you think his legacy will be leaving the football club?
You know what? It's been a bit a stop and start. I think he hasn't lived up to the level that we thought he would. So, part of it is due to him, but a lot of it is due to what was promised as well. He was promised people around him, and he's never really had players that were on the same level and wavelength as him. And that's true to see, because in for example, in his French career, he's playing really well for them, and he has players on his level. Obviously, he's played well in spurts. He played well in a run to the Europa League. But unfortunately, I'll be honest, it's been quite disappointing. And I'd say 30% him, like 70% the people around him, if I'm being honest. Like, he hasn't had the help or support from the team. You can tell his quality. It's just that a lot of the media have been trashing the guy as well, stuff about his personal life. It's not been an easy time for him because of who he is. And I think, to be honest, this is best for him to leave. I wish him well. He's one of one. I love watching him as a footballer. He's an amazing footballer. I don't know if is he going back to Juve?
We're in talks with him. We're in talks of taking him back to Juve.
Oh, he's gonna love it there, boy.
Yeah, we're in talks with him, and we're in talks with Jorginho as well.
Hey,
Yeah, I know, but I don't think the Locatelli deal is gonna go through. So I think that's why we're looking at Jorginho.
all right.
That's why we're looking at Jorginho.
Yeah, but in short, it's been a disappointing few years for him because he hasn't won as much as he thought he would be.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he's played badly or horribly. I just don't think that he's played up to what we know he can, and that's a lot of it is to do with what was put around him and who he's playing with. Like, for God's sake, he's playing with flipping McTominay, bro.
This is it. This is it, bro. You summed it up well. Everyone knows I'm a massive fan of Paul Pogba. I love the way how he plays football. It hasn't worked out at Manchester United. As ST said, part of it has been him. A lot of it has to do with Man United and the players that he's been playing with. Andreas Pereira, Marouane Fellaini, Scott McTominay, just to name a few. Then when you look ahead of him, he's got the likes of Jesse Lingard, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford. Do you know what I mean? So it hasn't worked out for him. And what you also got to understand, ST, and this is what I keep telling people all the time, and I say it to people all the damn time, and everyone was like, oh, but he should do more. When you get played out of position most of your time at a football club, what do you think is going to happen? Let me see you put Bruno Fernandes in the 6 and see what up happens. Oh, wait, he just gives the ball away. Let me see Odegaard go and play in the number 6 position, out of position. Oh, wait, it didn't work, right? Let me see what happens when, if you were to put like a Firmino when he used to drop into midfield. Oh, wait, it didn't work. So when you had a player that played, he spent 5 years, or was it 6? 5 years at the football club, and played 80% of it out of position, sometimes in the 6, sometimes out on the left, sometimes out on the right. Like to say man's a utility player. How are you ever going to get the best out of him? No, but at the same time, in this team, there's certain times where he just hasn't showed up. And I think Paul Pogba was one of those players. He needs other great players around him to make him good, to make him great. And it's one of them ones where I say it as this: football has changed from the individual brilliance era, and it's now about teams, and it's about now system based. And the other thing that you didn't mention is systems and style of play. He's played under managers that do not have. He played under a manager that wanted to sit deep. He played under a manager that didn't know what he was doing. So how's it going to work? How's it going to work?
I was going to say this as well, yeah. Pogba actually kind of does remind me of an old school player for the simple fact, and I was saying this as well, yeah. I remember when he was at Juventus, yeah. Yes, he had Pirlo behind him, and obviously you need to take that into consideration.
And Vidal as well.
And Vidal. But players like Pogba, that's what I'm saying. You need to give them the freedom to express themselves. That's who they are.
That first season, he did express himself. Because he was playing his position.
Yeah. That's what you need to do. You can't really give Pogba a defense. That's not who he is. This is what happens. That's why I'm saying the old school football is a lot technically better than the new school football. It's just that the new school football is very systematic. Pogba has moments of brilliance that can take him from any time at any team. Like, he's levels. It's just that, again, he's not benefiting. He's not a system player, so he's struggling. It's a bit like at this moment in time. I don't know if he's gonna go do better, but Grealish as well. Grealish is not these players. They're not system players.
They're throwbacks.
They're throwbacks. You have to express them, and the throwbacks are not struggling. That's why Mata in this generation has struggled, because even though he is older, he's a throwback player. You need to give these guys the ball. Old school number 10s. They don't exist. These sort of players don't exist in football anymore. And that's why Pogba as well has struggled.
100%. You're right. You are right. And people, as I said, it's our player. And don't get me wrong, we know that he hasn't lived up to expectation. We know that he's gone missing in games. We know that he hasn't turned up in games. We know he's had shockers in games, right? We can hold our hands up, admit that. But the problem I have with all these other players and people is that when Bruno does it, it's like, oh, but he scored X amount of goals for us. Yeah, but he went missing for a season. At least when Paul Pogba plays, he doesn't go missing for a season. And that's what Bruno did. And then people saying, oh, yeah, well, it's the first time he struggled. You struggled for a whole year?
Yeah.
You struggled for a whole year? And then, oh, but he created the most chances for the club. Bro, in this stats era, yeah, STU and I both know, there'll be certain times players get assists, yeah, and all they do is they pass the ball to the player will dribble past 5 men and score, and they'll say it's assist. And they'll say it's assist. That's not an assist. That's why this chance created bullshit. Don't bring that to me. Because what? Because Bruno kicks the ball 60 yards, Cristiano Ronaldo brings it down, does 3 step overs, beats 2 man, shoots, and it goes wide. That's a chance created. Guy, miss me with that. It's
absolute bullshit. And this is the reason why I'm really struggling to enjoy football in this era, barring obviously the Real Madrids and stuff like that, Man City, because there's no there's no individual brilliance anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's just and the thing is, this is why these teams are struggling. Example is Liverpool. I know this is a Man United tax, but I'm just giving context. So Liverpool have all these players, yeah, all very competent players in the ball, you know, very fast, very strong, relatively skillful. But that individual brilliance is not lacking. It's not there. And the only player that has it is one of the deepest players, and that's Thiago.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have that player that can influence the team. And I think that's what's lacking in football nowadays as well. Man United don't have it. All the other teams don't have it. Barring, I see Real Madrid were having it. Barcelona, they have it, but they're not at the best at the moment, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is what I'm kind of getting like. The problem with players like, for example, Pogba is that because they're so technically good, and gone are the days where the guys behind you will cover your defensive. You're expected to do everything. You're expected to defend. You're expected to attack. You're expected to score goals. It's not sustainable. And one of the things you're going to give, and I'd rather want a player that will affect the team positively than someone who's scoring. A player we're going to get on to, Ronaldo, for the majority of the season, scored goals, but didn't play well.
Yeah.
And look where we ended up.
Exactly. My point exactly. And I'm glad you brought up CR7 because, again, people go back to September. What did I say? I said he's gonna get his goals, but it's gonna be at the detriment of the team. And people are saying, "Oh, it's not all Ronaldo's fault." Of course not. Of course, it's not all Ronaldo's fault because we also said Oli was gonna fail.
Yeah.
Right. And Oli didn't know what he was doing. But in terms of Cristiano Ronaldo, he got his goals, and don't get me wrong, credit to him. And I think one of the things that Ralf highlighted is that CR7 was a minor problem in terms of what was going on at the football club, right? He's not the biggest problem, but there's bigger problems. But at the end of the day, what else did Ralf say? Ralf said he couldn't do what he needed to do with the football team around Cristiano Ronaldo. Unfortunately, father time catches up. So you've got to try and, why are you going, if we're a club going forward, why are we going to accommodate a 37-year-old? It doesn't make sense. We've got to be thinking future-wise. And as I said, credit to him. He got 18 goals in the Premier League. I think he got 25 for the season or something like that. Yeah. So he got his goals, but it was a detriment to the team. But there are bigger issues than him. everyone's saying, oh, there's bigger issues. CR7 is not the problem. What people also need to realize, is that this is the same man that went on. I think he went on a run of about 10 games without scoring, or he only got one goal and it was a penalty in 10 games or something like that. So he was scoring in bunches, right? But at the end of the day, he's a player. He got his goals. He did his thing. Me personally, it's time to move on because we need to move forward and think because he's also not going to do what Ten Hag needs him to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he can't play that way. That's not his style, right? That needs to change. But it looks like he's staying. It looks like he's staying at the football club. I think most likely because no one else wants him.
Yeah.
At this moment in time, and he's not ready to go back to Sporting yet because, he's just not ready to go back there yet. So
what's his name? Cristiano. Don't get me wrong, towards the end of the season, most of the end of the season, I'm giving him credit, because I mean, he was doing things, he was playing well in it. But that's partly to do is, he was playing the game once a week, and as you said, with a team like Man United, in general, we're supposed to be playing twice or 3 times a week usually. So he can't keep up that intensity and speed. He's not the same player. Don't get me wrong, he is an issue. I mean, one thing I'm going to give him credit for, he knows who the ballers are, and he knows who the dead man are, and he has no problem exposing it.
Exactly.
Yes, you see, for all you people, we can give Ronaldo credit.
Esty, we need to move on. Final thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, we said players that are leaving. Wan-Bissaka's up for sale, potentially leaving. Martial could potentially leave. Phil Jones, don't know what happened in CR7. Eric Bailly looks like he could be out the door as well. And Andreas Pereira's coming back, which is a whole bunch of nonsense from, I think.
Where was he playing?
He was at Flamengo and apparently it failed. Like his deal collapsed or some frigging nonsense. But we'll find out what happens with those players that could potentially be leaving. The reports are that we're looking at the likes of Timber. Don't really know much about him. I saw that Malacia play in the Conference League final. He looks like a raw talent.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind getting him. Anthony is another one that we've been linked with.
Yeah,
you know how long I've been screaming out for United to get a left-footed winger, like screaming out for a left-footed winger. And obviously, apparently, initial talks have happened with De Jong, even though I think yesterday he said that he wanted to stay at Barcelona. But we all know the situation at Barcelona right now when it comes to money and whatnot, they kind of need it. Yeah. So when you look at those names, apparently we've been linked with Lord Mason Mount, which I swear down.
Straight down.
I lose my friggin' mind.
Mason Mount Shipmore.
Bruv, listen. I know Chelsea won't sell, and Chelsea, you're free to keep him, honestly. But these are the names that we're being linked with right now. I'm excited with some of the names that we're like Frankie De Jong, exciting prospect. I don't care what anyone says. It hasn't quite worked out at Barcelona. He wants to stay, but if he does come to us, first of all, I hope we don't play over the odds. But secondly, I will be happy because it's a player that obviously Ten Hag knows. He'll move the football, keep possession, and will be a good asset to us.
Playing alongside Van der Beek as well.
Exactly, playing back now, obviously, because Frankie De Jong can play in the 6, so you can have Frankie De Jong, Donny Van der Beek, and if we Basuma's got 12 months left. If we could bring in a Basuma as well, because Tchouameni is going Real Madrid. If we could bring in a Basuma, that would be brilliant. With that midfield, I'd be happy with that. And then, but the thing is, even if we don't get Frankie De Jong, we should be talking to Leicester for Tielemans.
Bro, I've been screaming this guy. I think, remember when I said it years. I told you.
I said it when he went to Monaco.
Was that Monaco?
Yeah, I said it when he left Ajax to go to Monaco. We should have bought him.
No, Anderlecht. Yeah, Anderlecht.
Oh, Anderlecht. Sorry, Anderlecht. Sorry.
I was like, bro, how is nobody buying this guy?
This is it. So, this is what I'm saying, because these are the players that I'm looking at. So, in an ideal world for you, because obviously, as I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, we've got 5 players that are officially leaving, right? And that's 2 midfielders, 2 tens, and a striker.
Yeah.
Right. So for you, how many players do you think we need to bring in the summer? Obviously, like let's not go crazy. I know we need 8 or 9, but in an ideal scenario, how many players do you think we have to bring in this transfer window?
Probably, if I'm being optimistic, it'll probably be 4. Probably 4, and that's me being very optimistic. I don't expect that, but
well, they've said he's only got 120 mil to spend.
Okay, then that's gonna be about 2 or 3 players, to be honest.
So he's gonna have to be shrewd. It's gonna have to be shrewd business.
Yeah.
And this is my thing, because when you look at the free agents, I don't really want to go down the Dybala route. I don't. Tolisso is an option. Tolisso is another option because he's left Bayern on a free. So he is another option in terms of that Tielemans De Jong route. If we're going to look to use the money elsewhere, he's a player on a free. Because as I said, the players that we got leaving as well are on big wages. So it frees at the wage bill. So this is a point, this is a time for United to get the wage structure back down to where it needs to be.
Yeah.
So Tolisso could be an option if we're looking at freebies. Honestly, if we're looking at freebies, Tolisso could be an option. I 100% agree with you. 4 would be, I would be looking, in an ideal world, I'd be looking to get in Anthony. I'd be looking to get, I would want Oiseman from Napoli.
Really?
Yeah, I'd take him. I think he's a good player.
He is a good player.
I think he's a good player. I think the market that we're looking in, because you've got to be realistic about the market as well. Because the light, obviously, Haaland and Mbappe are spoken for. Lautaro Martinez, Inter are not looking to get rid. Obviously, that Darwin Núñez is going to cost like 100 mil. I'm not interested in spending 100 mil on him.
Bro, I've seen him play.
That Jonathan David, I don't know much about him to say.
He's decent, but he's not ready.
Yeah, so that's why I said Oiseman would be the man that I'd be looking at. So him, Anthony.
I'd say Tielemans.
I'd say Timber, Malacia. Friggin' now that I'm thinking about it, bro, we're going way over. Like, all right, cool. So if we're looking at 4, I need to be realistic. If we're looking at 4, Oiseman, Anthony, Pau Torres.
Oh yeah, the centre back.
And Timber. Those are the 4 that I'd look to spend money on.
Okay.
And then bring Tolisso in on a free.
Okay.
Right.
That'd be a good window.
And that's 5 players. The problem with that is if he's only got 120 mil to spend, he's not going to be able to get all these players in.
No.
This is the problem. So then you've got to look at, I think Anthony is realistic. I think Malacia is realistic. I think Tolisso is realistic.
Yeah. Osimhen probably not, because
Osimhen probably not.
They're going to demand a lot of money.
Yeah, Pau Torres probably not. So then you're looking at the Basumas of this world, who's got 12 months left at Brighton. You could probably get him for 25, 30 mil. And then you'd have to try and find a centre-back from somewhere. I mean, the centre-back's on offer. I mean, the line, bruv, defence, like, yeah, they're dead food, bruv. The centre-back's on offer right now on a free. So these are the things that he's going to have to try and navigate round. And this is the thing, people, this is wishful thinking, because it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take time. It's going to take time. But as ST said, towards the end of that season, we were struggling in terms of players, and we're losing 5 at a minimum. Plus, obviously, my man's still got the pending case. So that's 6 players out, right? We should be looking to terminate Phil Jones's contract and getting rid of Andreas Pereira as well. So that's 8. right? So there's a lot of work that needs to be done, and United needs to start getting things done early, bro. It's as simple as that. But we'll have to wait and see what happens with Manchester United and Ten Hag. ST, final thoughts, bro, as the season is over and we look towards the future. What are you expecting? What are you expecting from the season ahead in terms of the transfer window and leading up to what's about to take place, bro?
This is the first season I can actually safely say I'm not expecting anything. And it's sad to actually think that way because of the situation that we explained, that now it's Murto and all them guys. I'm not expecting any great signings. I'm not expecting anything. I'm very worried for Ten Hag at this moment in time. It's just very underwhelming. It's sad. I enjoy watching other teams than my team. My team is less stress. That's all I can say. I'm the more optimistic one out of both by far.
Yeah, of
but
course.
Even I'm not optimistic at all because we have sense. We have sense. I know my club.
This is
Man United and Arsenal. It's like Man United and Arsenal, the same thing. That's all I can say.
And people, I couldn't sum it up any better. So if you United fans are looking for optimism and you're looking for positivity, in all honesty, come back in August. We'll see how the transfer window goes. If ST and I can see that the players that we mentioned or some form of players that we've gotten in and gotten out, if we're happy with that, we could probably be a little bit more optimistic. But at this moment in time, the only thing we can cling on to is that we've got a new manager with a philosophy and a system, and we'll see what happens in there because it just seems like a new face, but it's the same shit as usual. But people, let us know what you think in the comment section. Let us know what you think of Ralf not taking the advisory role. Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's a bad thing? Let us know what you think of Ten Hag. Do you think he's going to be the manager to take us to the promised land? Let us know what you think of the United board. Are they making the right steps to bringing the club back to where it needs to be, or is it just the same old nonsense? Let us know what you think about Paul Pogba's time at Manchester United. Let us know what signings you think that United could get, should get, and who should be out the door as well. Just let us know your thoughts on the season. And as usual, before we go, make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Get the likes up, get the subscriptions up. As I say all the time, it's the only channel on this platform that you get multiple different sports, so much content, so much banter, and the realest shit out there. And don't forget to join our social media pages as well. Links are in the description. As Ukraine go to the final to play Wales to find out who goes to the World Cup. Congratulations to them. Commiserations to Scotland.
What's the Ghana score?
I don't know. But I want to say thank you very much to my guy, ST. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, man. I wish I was more optimistic, but hey, it is what it is, man. Plenty of things. I don't have to talk about Man United for a while.
Oh, bro, I think that's the only good thing is that we don't have to talk about Man United for a while. People coming up, Footy Chat will be coming up. We're going to wrap up the Champions League and all the player of the seasons and all that jazz and wrap up the football season on a whole. Also, Fight Talk will be back next week. Don't forget to head over on the channel right now. NBA Talk is on there as we preview the NBA Finals. Boxing Talk will be back as well. Athletics Talk will be coming soon. Tennis Talk will 100% be back. The Truth and the Man Them should be setting up Arsenal Talk. That should be coming hopefully very, very soon. And F1 Talk as well. So people, much more content to come out in the near future. Bro, I just feel so depressed, bro. I'm talking about United.
Bro, I'm done talking about it. What can I say? On to the next season.
Yep.
Let's
on
forget
to the
about
next
football.
season.
Yeah.
Let's forget about football. We're going to be talking about all other sports. ST and I will be a lot more cheerful. But people...
No, let's wait till the athletics podcast. That's where you're gonna see us in our true element.
Yeah.
You know
100%.
Yeah, man.
But people, stay safe out there. Enjoy your bank holidays and your jubilees and all that jazz. And we shall see you very, very soon. Peace.
Peace.